Welcome back to Horizon Resonance. It's great to see you again. And as always, I wish you an enjoyable watch, and for those tuning in over dinner, a good appetite. Ferrari and Lamborghini, two names that define the world of supercars. But behind their rivalry lies one of the most fascinating stories in automotive history. Tonight, we're asking a bold question: why did Ferrari beat Lamborghini? And how did it happen? Dos. Chapter 1. The king of the 1950s. In the 1950s and early 60s, Ferrari wasn't just a car company. It was a religion. Enzo Ferrari had built his empire on the racetrack. His cars dominated Formula One, endurance racing, and sports car championships. To own a Ferrari was to own a piece of victory. The prancing horse was already a global symbol of speed, exclusivity, and passion. Enzo himself was both admired and feared. He was sharp, ruthless, and single-minded. His focus was racing, not customers. Many Ferrari owners complained about reliability. They complained about service. Some even said Enzo ignored road car buyers entirely, and one of those buyers was about to change history. Chapter 2. The Tractor, magnate Ferruccio Lamborghini, was no ordinary businessman. By the early 1960s, he was one of Italy's wealthiest industrialists. His company produced tractors, machines that powered post-war Italy's agricultural boom. But Ferruccio was also a car enthusiast. He owned Maseratis, Jaguars, and several Ferraris. He loved speed. He loved style. But there was something he didn't love. Ferrari's clutches kept failing on him. So he decided to complain directly to the boss. According to legend, Ferruccio confronted Enzo Ferrari and said, "Your cars are wonderful, but they break too easily. You should use stronger clutches, the kind we make for tractors." Enzo's response? Pure arrogance. He reportedly sneered and said, "You may be able to drive tractors, but you will never be able to handle a Ferrari." That insult lit a fire that would create one of the greatest rivalries in automotive history. Chapter 3. The Birth of a Rival Ferruccio. Lamborghini wasn't the type to accept defeat. He decided, in that moment, to build his own sports cars, not just to compete with Ferrari, but to beat him. In 1963, Automobili Lamborghini was born. Ferruccio built a state-of-the-art factory in Sant'Agata Bolognese, just a short drive from Ferrari's headquarters in Maranello. It was almost a declaration of war. While Enzo obsessed over racing, Ferruccio had a different philosophy. He wanted road cars that were fast, stylish, and comfortable. He believed supercars should be usable, not just brutal racing machines made for the street. And soon, Lamborghini unveiled its first cars, the 350 GT and later, the Miura. Chapter 4. The Miura changes everything. The Miura, launched in 1966, was unlike anything the world had seen. It was low, wide, and impossibly beautiful. The engine sat behind the driver in a mid-engine layout that shocked Ferrari and redefined the concept of a supercar. The Miura wasn't just a car. It was a rolling sculpture. Movie stars, rock stars, and royalty wanted one. Overnight, Lamborghini became the car of the glamorous elite. Ferrari was rattled. For the first time, someone had built a car that captured more attention than Maranello's machines. But here's the twist. While Lamborghini dazzled with style, Ferrari doubled down on substance. Chapter 5. Ferrari's Advantage. Enzo Ferrari never cared much about style. He cared about winning. And that was his biggest advantage. Every Ferrari road car was born from racing. Engines tested on circuits. Aerodynamics shaped by speed. Ferrari sold victory as much as cars. Lamborghini, on the other hand, refused to enter motorsport. Ferruccio thought racing was a waste of money. He believed prestige came from luxury and exclusivity, not from the track. That decision would define their rivalry. Ferrari's name was written in trophies and championships. Lamborghini's name was written in posters and magazines. One had the substance of sport. The other had the glamour of design. And when crises hit, it was Ferrari who survived. Chapter 6. Storms of the 1970s. The 1970s were brutal for supercar companies. The oil crisis drove fuel prices sky high. Governments cracked down on emissions and safety. Demand for exotic cars collapsed. Ferruccio Lamborghini, facing financial struggles, sold his company in 1974. Without its founder's vision, Lamborghini stumbled. Ownership changed hands multiple times. Development slowed. Quality slipped. Ferrari, meanwhile, endured. Yes, times were tough, but the strength of its racing heritage, its loyal fan base, and Enzo's iron grip kept the company alive. Even when profits dipped, Ferrari's name carried weight that Lamborghini couldn't match. In the battle for survival, Ferrari proved stronger. Chapter 7. Image versus reality. By the 1980s, the rivalry had become symbolic. Ferrari represented discipline, tradition, and motorsport pedigree. Lamborghini represented rebellion, excess, and outrageous style. The Countach, with its scissor doors and futuristic lines, became an icon. Kids plastered its posters on bedroom walls. But while Lamborghini was a dream, Ferrari was a dynasty. Ferrari kept winning races. Ferrari kept building cars that combined performance with prestige. Ferrari kept growing its legend, and so, in the narrative of history, Ferrari came out on top. Chapter 8. Why Ferrari beat Lamborghini. So why did Ferrari beat Lamborghini? The answer lies in three things. First, racing. Ferrari's commitment to motorsport gave it credibility and prestige that Lamborghini never matched. Victories on the track translated into victories in the showroom. Second, stability. Ferrari had challenges, but it never collapsed the way Lamborghini did. Ownership changes and financial chaos weakened Lamborghini for decades. Third, legacy. Ferrari created not just cars, but a culture. The prancing horse became a symbol of achievement, wealth, and passion. Lamborghini became a symbol of extravagance, but Ferrari was seen as the true standard. Chapter 9. But did Ferrari really win? And yet, there's another perspective. Yes, Ferrari dominated in racing, prestige, and survival, but Lamborghini captured something Ferrari never quite did. Pure fantasy. The Countach, the Diablo, the Aventador, these cars were not just machines. They were posters, dreams, wild visions that defined generations. Ferrari may have won in the traditional sense, but Lamborghini won in imagination. Perhaps that's why the rivalry endures, because in truth, both brands won in different ways. Chapter 10. The legacy today. Today, Ferrari and Lamborghini are both icons. Ferrari remains deeply tied to racing. Its Formula One team still one of the most famous in the world. Lamborghini has embraced its role as the wild child, building cars that look and sound outrageous, designed to turn heads everywhere. The rivalry born from an insult in the 1960s still shapes the supercar world, and fans will debate forever. Which one is truly greater? So now I ask you, do you think Ferrari really beat Lamborghini? Or did Lamborghini, by capturing imagination and fantasy, win a different kind of victory? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll feature the best theories in the next episode. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more daily legends where racing meets rivalry, disaster, and myth. This is Horizon Resonance, and this was the story of why Ferrari beat Lamborghini and how it happened.